Hi, my name is Jordan Wolfe. I am the founder of Cultured Supply. In this video, I have a conversation with Scott Porter, the founder and CEO of Dynamic Green Products, or DGP. We discuss a history of the company, a little bit about Scott's backgrounds, what makes DGP so unique, their recent traction, and most importantly, why Scott and the entire team are completely committed to working deeply within the creator economy. And the reason why I'm involved is I happen to be an early investor and advisor in DGP, and our team over at Cultured Supply has done an extremely extensive deep dive into all the relevant categories around what Scott is building. And we identified a very short list of folks that we think have a pretty deep mission alignment and totally respect the work and the information in the communities that each one of you are building. And so you'll be hearing most likely either from me or a person on the Culture Supply team on the initial reach out around how we're looking to work with some of the folks and determine what's next in your world and how it can be a mutually beneficial relationship. So I hope you enjoy the interview and look forward to seeing you on the other side.
So my background is actually in semiconductors. I was in semiconductors for 14 years. And then I had a revelation about 8 years ago. I was watching a guy use a chainsaw and the oil was flinging all over. It was kind of a white fence. And of course, I knew what a chainsaw was, but I didn't really pay attention to the oil in and the oil out. And I thought that's interesting. And did some research. I found out that dumping and leaking oil was against the law. But when you put it into a chainsaw or their equipment and it sprays and leaks, it's perfectly fine. So I thought, you know what, there was an opportunity to work on building great products for operators that were earth friendly, but actually outperform conventional petroleum. And that way, if the products got out in the environment, they would break down, they'd be safe and fairly harmless. So I discovered that about 99% of the market is petroleum. And so I just started thinking it didn't make sense that we're taking oil from a bottle that's petroleum based and it goes right out into the environment. That to me did not make sense. And I wanted to know why. Was there some sort of technical reason of why the products were all petroleum? And when I did my research, I found out there's absolutely no reason why. In fact, the bio-based material actually works better. If you have the right chemistries, especially for a chainsaw application, bio-based will always outperform petroleum. So then I thought, well, wait a second. If bio-based is sustainable, you can grow it every year, it has lower carbon footprint, the base oil is non-toxic, it's food grade, and it works better, why aren't we doing this? And so that's when I felt like that we could build a business on this, because we could take that message into operators and say, look, we've got a product that outperforms conventional petroleum. It is safer for you. And if it goes out in the environment, it's biodegradable, and we're supporting American farmers. So for me, it was a great story. And I thought there was no reason why we couldn't build a business off that model. 8 years ago, we started DGP. And since then, we've been working on chain oils, multi-use grease, hydraulic fluids, engine oils, you name it. But our whole mission is to make the workplace more efficient and safer for the operators while using sustainable base oils and the most advanced biochemistries we can find around the globe.
Can you just dig into a little bit of why are DGP's formulations so special, or like what really differentiates it that results in that high performance relative to other options in the market?
Yeah, there have been bio-based lubricants. I mean, bio-based is the original lubricant, but there are other bio-based lubricant manufacturers, and I think what sets us apart is our first pillar, bar none, is performance. It must outperform conventional petroleum. Conventional petroleum, so non-synthetic, is about 85% of the market. And we can go into the nuances of what conventional means, but roughly, if you think about 85% of the products, the bio-based from DGP must outperform it. And when we talk about outperform, we're talking about industry global standards from an ASTM level, an API level, whatever measurement is used to determine the performance level of a lubricant on the petroleum side is what we do on DGP. So first and foremost, performance. Second is compatibility. We want to make sure that no matter what the tool is, no matter what the equipment, that it's 100% compatible. We do not want anybody having a change of operating procedures. I think that is the kiss of death. So historically with bio-based, I don't want to say that other manufacturers are trying to put, a square peg through a round hole, but what they try and do is really focus in on the bio base instead of performance and compatibility.
So let's talk about a relationship with Stanley.
Yeah.
Stanley is the world's largest tool manufacturer, owns many of the name household brands, DeWalt, Mac Tools, Craftsman, Black&Decker. They made a minority investment in DGP. What I found to be the most unique is there's a licensing and trademark agreement where DGP is the exclusive provider of biobased lubricants, and they're allowed to develop a whole portfolio of those lubricants under these brand names. Is that accurate? Good synopsis?
Yeah, 100%. It's a great relationship because they truly believe in doing the right thing. So they're putting their money where their mouth is, where others aren't. Our relationship with Stanley really kind of changed our movement forward. So because we have access to the engineering teams, the marketing teams, and the brands, we redesigned the platform. Is kind of a phase two. So we started with the first DeWalt based product, which was our chain oil, and that was exactly 2 years ago. And we started from zero. We had no customers, no retailers, no anything. And in less than 2 years, we're already number 2 on Amazon nationally, and that's in volume shipments, volume dollars. We're in Home Depot, almost 1,400 stores in Home Depot. Then we have about another 500 in farm and fleet, and we expect that to double and triple every year for the next couple of years. So we've proven that the model is very successful, and that model is when you have a corresponding brand and tool, make sure you have the associative cell with the lubricant. So if somebody's going in to a Home Depot to buy a DeWalt chainsaw, there should be a DeWalt bar and chain oil. If somebody's going to Lowe's to buy a Craftsman chainsaw, there should be a Craftsman bar and chain oil. So that's the strategy. And then we keep DGP mainly as a direct to operator business model. You could say direct to consumer or even B2B, but that's our focus, is to build this product line so it coordinates with the equipment or tool and the brand in the right channel. This is about a movement and about transforming our economy, transforming purchasing, and getting these big companies to stop focusing in on what is the cheapest way to do something. We should be focused in on what is the most economical to do the right thing. That's the model forward.
All right, so I think this is a great transition to the creator economy. We believe that working with the right mission-aligned creators can create a real movement in this space and to build a pretty massive direct distribution channel.
From a small business perspective, dealing with these large retailers is most of the time not fun. It's very difficult. It's financially constraining. It's a very tough process. And at the end of the day, I don't believe that the retailer has the same intentions as a creator. I truly believe that the creators, they obviously believe in themselves, which in itself is a great story. But I think that they care about the message. I think they care about products. So creating a distribution channel, creating a financial model, creating a partnership with creators, I think is a future, and it's super important for small companies like DGP. So I'm all in on going creator. In fact, if I had it my way, I would just swing this way and completely cut out the retailers because it's so difficult and not fun. So I'm really excited about this opportunity.
Can you talk a little bit more about what you're looking for, Scott, when it comes to kind of creator relationship?
On the creative and creator side, we don't want a transactional relationship. We want to find folks that believe in the movement, believe in the message, and form this deep long-term partnership that will be multifaceted, certainly from a financial perspective, but in terms of product development, product feedback, marketing, messaging, right? So the whole enchilada, if you will. I don't want a transactional relationship. Anybody can do that. Every big company does it, and I don't believe that's the right way for small businesses. We've got to be able to collaborate. We've got to be able to have fun, and like you said, we've got to sync on our ideals, our goals, and what we believe the future should look like. So that's really important for me on this potential partnership and how we move forward with creators.
I'm going to dive into the equity piece, Scott. Why are you even willing to kind of entertain this conversation around equity or profit share?
Yeah. Again, I want to get past the normal transactional relationship. Hey, give me 4 posts. It's going to be X amount. I want to partner with creators that believe in the long-term message and creators that are going to put in the time, the effort to really be evangelists, not just for the product, but for the mission statement behind the product line and behind the company. So I believe that any creator that is helping us with that, it it shouldn't be based off of a post. It shouldn't be based off of, some financial metric that we're looking at on the website in terms of product sales. So putting together a potential equity package for a creator, from my standpoint, means that the creator believes in the long-term message, period. Right? Any creator that doesn't want equity, which is totally fine, right, probably has a different window of perception on where they want to go and what's happening with the company. But for any creator that says, I love the products, I love the movement, I love the mission, I want to support this, I want to be here as long as possible, I think they deserve a portion of our success. And that long-term success could be 5 years, 6 years, 10 years. I want to reward people that are helping us be successful. To me, that's only fair.
Scott, I would say, if you were to list out just one or two benefits that you think that creators will receive by working with DGP, what would it be? Like, obviously there's long-term value creation down the road, but like along the way, right?
Yeah. So outside of the financial, the biggest part for me is the bio-American economy, supporting American farmers. I can't tell you how. I want to emphasize how important our American farmers are. I've been to dozen farmers. I'm involved in co-ops. I'm involved at a regional level, state level, and a national level. So getting back to your question is, I think if we have these partnerships with creators and they actually take the time to come visit some of the farms with me, I think that's going to really resonate, and that will be kind of that light bulb moment that they have. So at the end of the day, it's not about selling a product. It's about supporting American small farms. So I think any creator that gets behind us, one, has to love American farming, has to believe in American small businesses, and has to believe that a bioeconomy is very important for all of our success. And then ultimately what that leads to is it leads to better products. It leads to cleaner products. It leads to safer products. It's not just about DGP. So if you have creators on the DGP side that are promoting this message, that believe in this message, other companies will follow. It'll be transformative, right? Because pretty soon when you start seeing some big companies say, hey, this is our message, this is our movement, this is what we believe in. A lot of people don't like to be the first to dip their toe in the pool, but when they see that everybody else is swimming in there, they get a lot of confidence. And so I think it's really important for creators to understand is that you have the ability to make a monumental change in not only purchasing, but in use, in the carbon footprint, and how big companies operate. Because at the end of the day, without purchasing dollars from the consumers, a big company is nothing, right? So if nobody forces them to make a change, they will not. And this is an opportunity to really initiate big change in multiple industries across lots of products, and not just from DGP.